crafty friends, it's Tina from the Scrappin Rabbit blog, and it is a release day over at Stamp Anniething, and I'm so excited about this release. It's a mermaid theme, and it is just the cutest release ever. So these stamps, let me start with the stamps. So you get this cute little guy here. You are fantastic with this starfish and bubbles. You get this little kit here that has, it's Oceans of Love, sending Oceans of Love, and you get some sea kelp and some seaweed and some coral and this little jellyfish squiddy looking guy and this little mercat. You also get this cutie pie here. Look at her hair. She is so much fun to color. We Mermaid to be friends, and she comes with a little coral stamp. You also get this cutie right here, and look at that flowing hair. So much fun. She comes with a little starfish and the sentiment waving hello. And the last one here is what's crackin'? So she looks like she's from The Little Mermaid, but instead of being ugly and evil, she is just as cute and as sweet as can be. And look at this little mer pup that you get. So cute. So these are the new stamps that are being featured today, and to coordinate with those there are two die sets. One has two different wave dies that you can use for your backgrounds, and this one here is another one of those scene builders where you have two different border dies here for a nice little ocean floor, and then you get some coral and some seagrass and some sea plants and some kelp. Very cute. Well, I don't know if it's called kelp, but they're a lot of fun to cut out, and they cut out wonderfully. And I love that these dies are aqua in color. I love the Stamp Anniething dies. They cut beautifully and they look beautiful as well. And then finally, to coordinate with the stamps and the dies, you have the option of these decorative die cuts, and there's 54 pieces of this sea life themed, stamped and cut and ready to be colored. So much fun. So I believe that there are 3 of each one. So let me just show you. You get little shells, you get this little, I don't know what it's called, but it's another one of those little, it's like a cluster of creatures, and you can sit the mermaid on there, and just enough to make a really nice little scenic ocean floor. You've got lots of coral and some like seaweedish, and I'm not sure what that's called, but that looks like a lot of fun to color as well. And you also get these little fish that are so darn cute. And you get some more of these coral types of cuts, and just a huge variety. I love that little fish, and that's the one that I used for one of my cards. And then this one here has little rocks with it. And so as you can see, you get just a great variety, and these are made out of some really nice thick quality cardstock. And I used both my Spectrum Noir markers and my Copics, and they both color beautifully with them. And like I said, look at that fish, how cute. They really can add so much to your cards, especially with this mermaid theme. So I just had a lot of fun coloring with these, and you get so many. You also get a variety of little shells. So there's like a little clam there, and there's another one of those little fishies. You get this little seashell. So this is one that I colored up a little bit. I didn't end up using this little fishy, but I was trying to make him like one that I seen at an aquarium that I visited a while back. So there you go, huge variety, so much fun, quality, making your projects so easy. Oh, and I didn't even get them all out. Look, there's more in the bag. So I believe it's 3 of each one. So a lot of fun, and just a great way, an easy way to embellish your cards. So this is the release, and it is being sold as a bundle. And you can also purchase them individually. The link is in the description box below if you are interested in visiting the shop. So there it all is. Let me show you what I made. So I did 3 cards. I have 3 to share. For my first card, I watercolored the background and I colored this cutie up with some Copics. I stamped her using a new ink that I purchased, and let me see, oh, I got a little fuzz on there. I used this new Extreme Black ink, and I like it. I like it better. I'm just not happy with the Memento. I don't like the Memento ink. So I colored her up and I added sparkle to her fin. I used the little fishy. I used the scenery dies to build my background. I used the new metal little seagrass and kelp and coral dies to embellish. I used the little seashell. I colored that up with Copics and trimmed the outer border, trimmed the edge of the border down, and then I stamped the bubble from that cutie pie. Where did he go? This one right here. You get a little bubble with him. And so I stamped along the background. So I watercolored using both a combination of my Zig markers and my Spectrum Aqua markers. And I used 3 different colors for the background. And I did finally add some sparkle to the little bubbles using my Spectrum Noir sparkle markers. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but there is some sparkle on the bubbles. So that is my first card. For my second card, I did a Distress ink background, and it really turned out so smooth, and I was surprised how well it did. And look at how cute is she with her rainbow hair. I had a lot of fun coloring her up. And then I used the starfish for her hair to put it in there like a little flower. I colored up a combination of the stamps and the die cuts, and I used that little mer kitty. How cute is she? I added some little whiskers and some pink cheeks. I stamped and embossed the sentiment waving hello, and I also stamped the background with the bubbles. So these look very similar, but the texture is pretty different if you can see. I'm not sure if you can see in the camera. Well, I got some new Distress Oxide inks, and so for this background here, I used the Peacock Feathers, the Broken China, and the Salty Ocean. And I kind of went dark, and then I went to light, and then I kind of used a little bit of the peacock on either side to give it some of the green with the dark blue and the lighter blue. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's really smooth. My distress inking never looked so good using these. They really blended nicely. I was so surprised. So a very similar but subtly different look between the watercolor and the distress ink being blended with a sponge with the little, I have this little thing here, the Tim Holtz little blending brush, and they each come with their own little foam pads. So those are my first 2 cards. And last but not least, I did alcohol ink for the background of this card, and I think it turned out so cool looking. It's definitely my kids' and my hubby's favorite. They liked the way that it looked, and that my camera would not pick up the aqua for some reason. So in the photos, it looks just a dark blue, but there's actually a third color contrasting in the background, and I'm hoping that it's getting picked up by the video. So for the paper, I used this alcohol ink Yupo. It was my very first time using this paper, and it was a lot of fun. So here's a background that I made that I did not use for my card. So it's pretty neat. And last time when I did a video, a technique video on how to use the alcohol inks using photo paper, and so I do have one that I have not used and I used for a card yet, and it's on this glossy photo paper, and so it's a really different look. And this one I just kind of swiped side to side with a cotton ball, and it worked beautifully, and I think that it looks really nice. For the Yubo paper, the cotton ball wants to stick to it, so interestingly enough, you get a different look where the cotton ball stuck to the paper and then I had to pull it up. So this came out really neat looking, so I hope to use this on a future card. But then I wanted to kind of go dark to light, so I redid it, and then this was the effect that I got. And I think that she turned out cute. I colored her with Copics, and I added lots of sparkle to her hair. I used the die cuts for the coral, and this sea plant, I did color this little shell, and I also used the border die. I stamped and embossed "Sending Oceans of Love" onto this little banner there, and so that is it. There you go. These are my projects for this mermaid release over at Stamp Anniething, and as I mentioned earlier, there is a link in the description box below. If I have inspired you and you wish to check out the shop, go ahead and click on that link. And if you choose to purchase anything, the link that I have in the box below is an affiliate link. So I do get a small credit for any purchase that you make using that link. So I hope you guys enjoyed my projects today, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed my video and enjoyed my projects, and I know that you guys will love these stamps, so if you love mermaids as much as I do, I hope you'll go pick up a couple. I really would love to see what you come up with. I can't wait to see everybody's projects. And so there is a hop going on right now, and if you want to join in on the blog hop to see everybody's projects, the link to my blog is also in the description box below, so feel free to click on that and you can hop along and you can leave comments. And that is it. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Until next time, bye-bye.